Hmm? You're finally awake. How do you feel, adventurer? Groggy? Well, that makes sense with how long you've been unconscious. No pain, though? Just the grogginess from waking up. Well, that's good news to hear. You're still in the cave you came into a few days ago, and you've been unconscious for about 4 of those days. Who am I? My name's Camilla, and I'm the one that found you down here. Do you remember your name? Well, it's nice to meet you, though I wish it were in better circumstances. You had a nasty tumble into one of the cave openings. You're quite lucky that you didn't hit any of the stalactites on the way down. I would have taken you out of here sooner, but it was too dangerous to do so at the time with your injuries. So I've been keeping watch over you since then. I was truly worried that you would not wake up, and all my efforts would have been in vain. That smell? Ah, it's the herbal broth I made from some of the plants from the upper levels. Oh, seems like you woke up just in time. I'll feed you a little bit of mine, so that way we can get your system up and running. I would love to give you something a bit more filling, but it's better to start off with something light, so your body doesn't get overstimulated. Better to be safe than sorry. Oh, what's the matter? Of course you can't move. I had to wrap you up tightly, so your limbs could settle and not be too strained. So, I'm afraid you won't be able to move so freely for now. But after I'm done feeding you, I'll take off the wrappings, and we'll see how far your body is healed. Yes, I know it might feel a little embarrassing to have someone else feeding you, but would you rather have a full stomach or broth all over you from trying yourself? A wise choice. Now open wide. I'm glad you like it. I have been trying to get into cooking more lately. I even added a bit more lemon and rosemary to the broth this time, so it would be a bit more flavorful with the sea salt I recently purchased from Nerissa's Cove. Yes, I know that salt is a bit hard to get, but I happen to have my ways. But I digress. Oh. Well. Seems that you finished off that portion quite quickly, and that was quite a large amount. Do you feel any discomfort? The color is coming back into your face quite fast, but since you say you don't feel any pain, I'd say that's a good sign. And you don't need to feel embarrassed. It's good to know that your appetite is coming back. I would just hate for you to have an upset stomach after regaining consciousness. Is something else the matter? You can't see me. I'm sorry. I tend to keep forgetting that your kind can't see in the dark like I can. One moment. I will turn on the sunstones. Just close your eyes for a moment, so you won't be blinded by its sudden brightness. What noise, dear? I'm just walking over to turn them on. There we are. Now, have you followed my instructions? If you did, you should be able to. Seems like you're more energetic than I thought you would be. But I would suggest that you save your breath and don't scream. It will not do you any good. We are in the deepest parts of this cavern, and no one can hear you other than me. A monster. That's rather rude to call someone after they've nursed you back to health. Even though you had the audacity to sneak into their home and try to burgle something from them, don't you think? And besides, even if you wanted to get away, you wouldn't be able to. In case you haven't noticed the cocoon that you're currently resting in. Your party. You need not worry about them. They have been taken care of. As expected of her. Whatever gave you the impression that I am the result of a twisted trial of a god gone mad? Well, if I were one, do you think that you would still be living at this point? I wouldn't have waited for you to wake up if that were the case. Though, I am quite curious. Why did you and your party come this far down into what you assume to be a monster's den? Going silent, are we? That's fine. I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say it pertains to this. Oh dear. All that beautiful color is fading from your face. That means you recognize what this is, don't you? Yes, my rose. I did find it strange that adventurers were suddenly frequenting my cave in such a manner, especially this far down. Even more so, given that there hasn't been any recent news of any famines, wars, or outbreaks of disease currently happening in the country of Salib. It's rather hard not to notice this sudden increase in foot traffic around these woods. I've encountered so many adventurers going in and out of town lately, I thought an invasion of monsters was about to occur. And now, no matter what hour it is, I keep finding people coming in here like they were searching for something. Some even entering my personal chambers, destroying and even taking everything in bulk while trampling the delicate ecosystem that I have made to keep things balanced here. So, will you kindly tell me what is so important about this rose that is making others destroy my work and invoke my ire? Lying will do you no good. I can feel every beat of your heart through my webs. So, while I'm allowing you this chance, tell me the truth as to why your party came for this rose. Let me get this straight. You and your party were told to obtain this plant for a noble in the capital, and your party leader called it the Vermilion Moon Rose, which is rumored to give the blessings of Sil, the goddess of life. And they warned you that you might have to fight the monstrous, vile, and cruel guardian of this hidden Eden, which is me, I'm assuming. Well, allow allow me to clarify some things. Last I checked, no gods have graced this humble spider's presence and given me such a noble task. And while this place is technically an Eden of sorts, there's not much here except for the different varieties of plants I've cultivated over the years for my amusement and later to aid those who needed them, as even you have experienced firsthand. And to make this absolutely clear, I am just a regular orchid spider, not a monster. So, there's no need for you adventurers to come tearing up my home looking for a miracle cure that does not exist. Understand? Good. Now, hold still. I wouldn't want to cut you with my claws. It would be in your best interest to heed my words. You wouldn't want to activate my predatory instincts with all that squirming, now would you? There's a good patient. I'm simply just going to take your leg out of the cocoon first to make sure it's healed properly. Then I'll check the rest of you. Seems like the Valroot and Pepperplant salve did the trick, along with those crushed shards. Your leg has barely any scarring from where the bone came out. Nice and sturdy, as it should be. But it will be best for you to rest for a couple more days until you have the energy to rest properly. My knowledge of medicine and magic is rather helpful in many ways, and luckily was useful in saving you from the alternative. And while it was quite the hassle to heal you, I can say I am quite pleased with the results. Though, in all honesty, your injuries were quite severe in comparison to the, others. Oh no, I did not kill them. I only incapacitated your party members, then wrapped them up and took them to the guards at the city gates, after examining and treating them for their sustained injuries, of course. By now, they should be resting in one of the inns in Silvant. The other bodies? Well, sometimes others wind up falling into some of the more dangerous areas of this cavern that I have yet to seal off. That's why there are signs that tell everyone to stay on the upper levels. Of course, you have some who choose to ignore the warnings, and once that happens, well, I try to at least recover them and take them to the prepared area close to town. The guild then returns them home for a proper burial. Though, sadly, with the current influx of people in the area, I've been doing so more than ever. Warnings? Oh, stars, no. The mayors of Silvant and I made that agreement ages ago, that wrapping them up was a much more appropriate way of handling them. I certainly don't display their bodies in such a manner either. That goes against the creed of being a healer. Even in death, one must be given some dignity. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I don't take pleasure in trying to cause harm or killing unnecessarily. If I must defend myself, I will knock them unconscious, but I certainly don't try to kill anyone, unless I'm forced to. Fun fact about rumors. They tend to get overly exaggerated, depending on the intent of the speaker. Best to always take the time to learn the truth for yourself before you get tangled up in this chaos. Now, do you feel any pain anywhere else? No? Good. Then I think it's safe to take you out of your bedding and check the rest of you, just to be sure. Please, stay still. There you are. Whoa, easy now. You should stay seated while I examine you. Just lean on the front of me so you don't fall over. What am I gonna do with you after this? Well, I plan to take you to Silvant, like I did with the others. Did you think I would turn you into my meal after taking you out of your cocoon? As adorable as you are, that would defeat the purpose of me saving you. Not to mention, if I did, others would start to avoid the area, and that would leave me in quite a bind should I want to learn about any new plant species that has been discovered. But if this will put your heart and mind at ease, I do swear to the goddess Seal that I will not harm you in any way. Does that make you feel a little better? Good. I do sense that your heart rate is going down, and you are starting to feel a little more at ease. If you wish to rest more, you can. I am only checking to make sure that everything is in its proper place, and I promise, by the time you wake up, you'll be safely within the walls of Silvant. You don't wish to? Well, if you would like, you could regale me with some of your stories. I am curious what adventures you've been on. Then please, by all means, tell me your story.